And we are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. What we're going to talk about today is how to increase your capital exponentially. First of all, I just want to take a moment of silence for all of those poor guys out there who will not have a chance to watch this video. I feel so bad for them. On their behalf, I want to ask you and invite you to like this video, comment down below, and share this video on your social media platforms, because there's so many guys out there who need what I'm sharing. And that moment of silence is now. And let's go back into the video. What I want to talk about was the capital. We've got to understand the definition of capital. Cap comes from the word head. That's what cap means. Like, for example, kaput is head off. Okay, so cap means head. Very often, people think about capital as money, financial capital. There's three categories of life. You've got money, which is finances. You've got optimal health, and then, which is energy. And then you've got people, relationships, right? So if we look at these three categories in terms of the definition of capital, money has no purpose whatsoever, other than being a medium of exchange between people, to help people to exchange the goods and services that they have with each other. That's it. Money is neutral. It's not bad. It's not good. It's neutral. Having a lot of money is good if you're a good person, because that means you can invest more of your money in products and services, which means that that person that you bought from, who has products and services, but he also needs other people's products and services, if he's a good person, then that's going to help those people who has a lack or who have the products and services that he needs, and then they can in turn buy the things that they need. Does that make sense? Money is absolutely fantastic. It's a medium of exchange, and if we understand that principle, then we can have the goals of creating lots and lots and lots and lots of money. Because in the end, we know that if we're good people. We're not bad people that invest in bad things, okay? If you're a bad person, that means let's say you're a bad person that has a lot of capital, a lot of money. What are you going to invest in? You're going to invest in bad people. And you're going to give bad people money. And you're going to invest in bad products and services. And then those bad products and services and those bad people are going to grow in power and their ability to do. Which then, and who are they going to buy from? They're going to buy from bad people very often. And they're going to buy from some good people as well. Do you understand? We want good people to have a lot of money. And then we want to not invest in bad people. Simple as that. So if we know this, those two other categories, which was optimal health, but I translate that to energy. Energy. This is basically what health is all about. And you can combine that with time. Like, for example, with old people, they have a lack of time compared to a teenager or a baby that is just born. That kid has a lot of time. He has 2.5 billion seconds left, hopefully, while a very, very, very old person maybe just have a few years left. Does that make sense? So that old person is poor. He doesn't have capital, right? Or money, or do you understand? He doesn't have time and energy. So he's poor in that sense. And then you've got people, which is basically social relationships. Okay, so money really is only about relationships and energy. People and energy. Okay, so if you're gonna know, okay, so going back to capital then. Trying to make this in a flow so that you can actually apply it and use it in your life. Capital means head. So if your goal is to increase your capital exponentially, that means you need to have energetic people. It's the two things. It's the only way you're going to increase your capital in every single area of your life. You want to increase abundance. You want to create abundance in every single category of life, both relationships, health, and finance. Then you've got to have energetic people in your life. And then that is what's going to create the money. And with that money, you can now invest in more energetic people. And then that will probably produce more money. And with that money, you can invest again in more and more energetic people. Capital. Heads. Okay? The beautiful thing about capital or creating an organization of people is that the people in that organization are a means to an end, obviously, because they're working towards your goals. If you're creating an organization, right? But they are also an end in themselves. But the beautiful part of you creating an organization with people is that you are helping them to grow their skills, because they obviously want to grow in the skill of what you're voluntarily asking them to do for you. And they're voluntarily choosing to work for you. There's no slavery these days in industrial countries. There is modern slavery, but that is voluntary slavery. Okay? Voluntary slavery means that you're getting a job and basically being just over broke. For a period of time, if that's what you choose to do, could be a good thing. Because if you're climbing the career ladder, you're getting money and you're increasing in your skills. You're earning while you're learning. And over time, it's going to be a positive thing for you as long as you're actually working towards your long-term goals. Does that make sense? But a person who gets stuck working at the grocery shop and basically just puts, he does like a menial job. If he's not saving his money for investing and preparing for the future in any way, but he lives paycheck to paycheck doing a dead-end job, he's neither earning or learning. Like, that's the worst capacity you can be in. But if you're actually preparing yourself for massive growth while earning and learning, right? It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. That's what earning is. Then that's going to create an amazing future for him. So the people that are working in your organization when you are wealthy, when you've got capacity to hire people, they will grow in their skills and they will get an income, which will provide not only for themselves and their needs, but it will also provide for the people that they use their money on. You're creating a massive ripple effect when you're putting people to work. We should be grateful for the rich, for creating massive amounts of employment, right? People are sometimes we're bitching about Amazon because they weren't giving them enough money to survive on, right? The minimum wage type thing. And then eventually they catered to those people, the critics, and said, well, you know what? We're going to just increase the minimum wage of all of our employees, blah, blah, blah. But when you think about it, those employees had the choice to work for Amazon or not. It was completely voluntary. They could easily quit and then start another job if they had the skills to get that other job. But whose fault is that? Is that Amazon's fault that they don't have the skills to quit and then get another job? It's not Amazon's fault. It's those people's fault for Amazon gave them an opportunity. Here, you can have this or not. Oh, you signed the dotted line? I guess that means you're working here then. You can quit any time, by the way. And do you understand? So the rich are doing something fantastic. The people who are forcing, the only real slavery going on today is government. And I'm talking about big government, not limited government where we pay for military and defense and police and the law, right? We got to have that in place so that people can't force each other. But other than that, why on earth would they take any dime from us for in other areas of our lives? That would be slavery. Do you understand? That's the only thing that we should fight against, in democratic voting ways. But so I'm just explaining to you, this is the only horrible form of capitalism, that's going on in the world today, is the government forcing us to work for them when we don't necessarily want to. When we're actually working for the people, when we're building businesses and creating riches. Man, I'm so passionate about this subject. So moving on to how you can increase capital. I'm basically talking about it right now. We have to understand and we have to know where we are when it comes to capital. So where are you when it comes to capital in your life, in those three categories of life? Do you have abundance in terms of people? So happy relationships with other people. Do you have riches in that area? Hopefully, awesome. Do you have riches, abundance in your health? If you don't, then you need to do something about it. And the third one, do you have abundance in money? Most of the time, people have abundance in relationships and in their health, hopefully, in their beginning years. And if they don't, they need to do something about it immediately because it's the easiest thing to change immediately. The money aspect, that's where you have to grow in your skills. You have to have competency. You have to make yourself more valuable in the marketplace so that it's worth it for other people who have money to invest in you. Why would they spend their precious time and money in you if you're not producing something in return for them? It doesn't make any sense. Why should you get their money if you're not providing value for them in return? This is how you get people to invest in you, as if you're more valuable than the investment they invest in you. Because then that value will then go back to them, which gives them more money, and therefore it gives you more money. And it's just a beautiful cycle of increasing your value, increasing your income, and increasing your capacity in terms of financial aspects, okay? So if you know where you are, and you should have checked those three categories of life, then you need to look at, okay, what can I do to get abundance in all categories of life? Don't think either or. It's not like, well, I have abundance in my relationships with other people, so I don't need anything else. No, you need abundance in everything. Okay? And I'm serious about it because it's ridiculous that you should be scraping and saving money when there is an abundance of money out there. What the hell are we thinking about when we're like, well, I'm saving $1 here and $5 there, when you could be making $10,000 per month easily if you just put it to work, if you just actually made it happen, if you actually just set the goal. You're not going to get anywhere if you don't set the goal. But you will definitely always get there if you set the goal and you do not give up and do whatever it takes in order to get the goal. Now that you know where you are in terms of your capital, ask yourself this question. What would I do? Let's say, for example, suddenly there's a knock on your door. You go open the door and there's 10 people, energetic people, your age, younger, older, and let's say they have competence. and they tell you, we're ready to go to work. What do you want us to do? 10 guys. That is capital. The only reason why you don't have 10 guys knocking on your door is because you're not setting up a system for them to do that. And if you did, then you might not be able to pay them anything. That's a problem. Eventually, there will be a financial collapse of some sort. And there's going to be a lot of people that are unemployed. And at that moment in time, there's going to be a lot of people, capital, heads, and competency is going to be cheap. And at that moment in time, you can look at it, you can look at the financial collapse as a bad thing. Oh no, it's horrible. Or you could look at the financial collapse as, yes, awesome. I can now start creating positive things in the world. I can now finally put my ideas to work that will create lots and lots of happiness and joy for tons and tons of people. Obviously, we have to have, some, empathy for the people who will struggle during that time. Obviously. But if you look at it from this way, you can change your thinking. And you can realize that you can do good in the good times and you can do a lot of good in the bad times. Okay? But you've got to be prepared in order to do and to make that happen. So that's just an example to kind of get you in the mindset of, what if you had 10 people knocking on your door? Would you know what they needed to do in order to grow your business? You should think about it. The next one is know who you're investing in. Because if the people you're investing because what do you have? You have your energy, you have your time, and you have your money. Time is money, so when you are actually giving your attention to someone, you are spending money, right? There's money going out of your pocket. There's energy going out of your pocket when you're investing in anyone, no matter what you invest in, okay? Even if you're selfish and just stay at your house for a long period of time, like I'm doing kind of right now, I'm not investing in other people other than this YouTube channel unless I'm actually contacting people all the time on the phone. If I'm just alone by myself, I'm just investing in myself, which is great. I mean, I'm my biggest investment, correct? But if I end up not investing in other people, then that investment in myself is worth squat. I have to invest in other people. I have to serve others. It's my duty. This is success. That's what success is all about, is investing in capital. Investing in other people, investing in heads. Okay? But who are you investing in? Are you investing in guys who lack in all categories of life? Are you investing in people who have sucky relationships? Are you investing in people who are obese, massively overweight, and they don't want to listen to you when you say that, hey, you should come with me to the gym? Are you investing in people that have no money whatsoever, and they are offended if you ask them to pay them money for a service that you want to render them? Do you understand? You've got to look at the people you're investing your time in. Let's use an example. If let's say you're money poor, how many wealthy people, rich people who have an abundance of money, but they're poor in other aspects of their lives? Let's say they're poor in their relationships, or they're poor in their health, or they don't have much time left, or they want to multiply their time, or they're looking for a certain competency in the marketplace to help their business. How many wealthy people have you spoken to this last year? How many wealthy people have you spoken to this last month? Last week? How many wealthy people have you spoken to today? How many wealthy people have you spoken to this hour? Do you understand? Like, there's no reason for why you should be scraping by when there's massively wealthy people out there who have an abundance of money, and they have, Actually, they have masses of problems. One, they have the problem of too much money because government is taking all of it. If they don't invest, they have to invest all their money because they don't want government to take the money away, right? It's like, because once the government takes the money away, most of the money is wasted. But if they continuously invest in people, they're massively investing in people. They're like, government, don't come after me. I'm trying to invest in people. They have too much money problem. They want to invest in you because they're trying to run away from the government taking their money away. Okay? How much are you serving the rich? Serving the wealthy? If you're serving the poor, you're going to have a measly return from them. But if you're serving the rich and you're actually giving the rich what they actually want, oh my gosh, do you have any idea how much money is going to keep flowing in continuously for a long period of time as long as you keep serving the rich? And that's going to give you the opportunity to now also serve the masses because you have now capital. You can now invest in people, the right energetic people with competence to now serve the masses. And as you invest in the right people and they invest back in you by paying for your products and services, man, we're creating massively in every single aspect of our lives. Hope you got something out of this video. I certainly did. And if you did, make sure you like and subscribe and comment down below. What did you get out of this video? My name is Joseph Darling. I'll see you again tomorrow.